And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the start of my tabletop day and the end to some other people's tabletop day. Welcome to the All for Geek Alliance. Today we are going to have some pretty amazing, awesome people that are going to be joining me in an adventure that starts in Sigil, the City of Doors, and ends wherever we decide to end it. So I'm going to start off by having everyone introduce themselves by telling us who their character is, any kind of backstory they have for their characters, and what country they are currently residing in. So we will start on my far left with Tybalt is his character name. Go ahead.
I'm Anthony Catani. I am currently in the United States. My character is a tiefling mage. His mom actually cheated on his father with an actual demon, so my character is actually all black, and he is kind of disgraced by his family for it.
All right. Next up is going to be, and I should probably make it so that everyone can see each other because I'm hitting the wrong button. Next up is going to be, I think it's Kildor.
That is correct. My name is Don. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States, and today I'm going to be Kildor, a wood elf ranger. I'm one with the wild. I make my living off the land, and I'm consistently a nomad because all the earth is my home, or all the realm is my home.
Works for me. Our next one is going to be Tyrion. Tyrion, why don't you go introduce yourself?
Yes, my actual person, I'm in the United States. If you don't know who I actually am, then sucks for you. My character name is Tyrion, as was brought out. I am a human and a fighter, and my background is some sort of military background, as I'm reading this off the sheet, where that's all I got. I was in the military. And there's a lot of other boring stuff that I haven't even read yet, so. Tyrion.
This is preparation, folks. And then our final member with us right now is Kale. Why don't you introduce yourself, Kale?
Hi, I'm Hin, that's H-I-N. I'm currently living in Western Australia, and people are holding a concert outside of my house for some reason. I don't understand. My character is a tiefling bard. His name is Kaya, or however you want to pronounce it. And he works as a secret contractor, I would say. And some background story that we'll get into later.
Works for me. All right, so just by a show of making as much motion as possible on your webcam, how many people here have never actually played a role-playing game or Dungeons and Dragons? So we have quite a few new people. I will be explaining how some things work while we're playing. Also, for those of you watching us at home, feel free to put any comments you want. I'm actually monitoring the comments as we're going. I will ask for some audience participation every so often, just to get you guys involved. And if you have something kind of unique or a joke you want to put it in the comments, I will make sure that we mention it or something here. So yeah, to give you guys a little bit of background, you are all from different worlds, but you all have one thing in common. You have decided that you want to become planeswalkers. Planeswalkers do not limit themselves to a single reality, to a single world where they adventure. They cross realms and realities and find new meaning in their life by learning about things that don't exist in their plane of being. And if you're going to be a planewalker, you have to eventually go through Sigil, the City of Doors. Recently, you guys have all been able to book passage to Sigil through various means. Some of you may have gone to a very powerful wizard who used his arcane magic to transport you there. Some of you may have found just a steady portal that has been erected through magical means. That is a one-way or a two-way door to Sigil. Some of you may have gotten passage on a spelljammer ship and traversed the void on this massive ship, and which finally traveled to Sigil. But the one thing that has bound you all together is the fact that you are now all in this amazing, bizarre, alternate world that is Sigil, City of Doors. One of the first things that you guys all notice when you get there is that there's no sun in the sky. The sky itself gets lighter and darker depending on the time of day, but there's no sun. This place is at the center of realities, and therefore, if anyone's wondering what that is, that means that people are tweeting about me, and if it gets too distracting, I may turn it off, but that's my favorite sound in the whole world, so I like it. So getting back to Sigil, you guys have been perplexed by the fact that the city seems different than any world that you've ever been to. Your home world had a sun and a moon and you know, stars at night and blue skies during the day, and then this is very different for you. You've also noticed as you've wandered around the city itself that it's basically a very, very large ring. And you notice all over, you see people stepping through doorways that don't quite look right. Like the doorway doesn't open into another building, it opens into another world. Or you'll see people actually look into a picture and then step through the picture. And it's almost jarring when you first see it, but now that you've been here for a day or so, you're starting to get used to it. And you have all found yourself in the same hole-in-the-wall inn, the Prancing Unicorn. And you've all been trying to look for a guide to lead you to your first new world. And that's why you came here. You know, the inns in general are a very good place to meet people, and you all just happen to sit down at the same table. So you guys currently are sitting at a table. You have this inn. It's smoky. You've got, you know, bar wenches that are going around going, "What do you want? What do you want? I got beer. What do you want?" And you just it's a smoky atmosphere, and you have people talking everywhere, and you've all sat down to enjoy a drink together, and you start speaking to each other, which I will let you guys go ahead and do.
I guess first I just want to turn to one of the bar wenches and recommend one of those Nicorette patches for them smoking.
And she turns to you and says, "Oh, you're a funny one, aren't you? What do you want?"
I must say, gentlemen, I do not like this place very much. Without stars and moon, I have no sense of direction, and I cannot know when is the right time for anything without a sun.
What? Are you kidding me? A place with no sun is amazing. Trust me, I grew up on a farm, and you have to work under the sun a lot, and it's really, really hot, and it's really nice to take a break every once in a while from the sun, you know? That's just me.
So where are we going to find a guide in this godforsaken land?
Well, to get people rolling, I would like you all to look at your character sheets. Towards the bottom, you should see, of the first page, you should see something that says skills. One of the skills you might have is called insight. Does anyone have the insight skill? Cool. All right. So we're already 100% ready. So what insight is insight is the ability to read people and kind of be able to tell what it is that they're doing, maybe get a feel for them. Another skill that would be useful in this specific case is one that's called perception. Does anyone have the perception skill? All right, we have a couple of people with the We have a couple people with the perception skill. So, what I would like you to do, you can use either perception or insight, if you have either of them. If you do, what I want you to do is take your d20, and you're going to make a wisdom perception or wisdom insight check, which just you roll your d20, you add your wisdom modifier to it, and if you have the perception or insight skill, you also add your proficiency bonus, which at this level is +2. So go ahead, and anyone that wants to, go ahead and roll your d20 and add your wisdom modifier to it.
Okay. So I got 8 modifier. It makes it 10.
Cool. So you got a 10. Anyone else? And is that perception you're doing or insight?
I believe it's perception. I actually don't have the Word document up. I have the PDF.
That's fine.
But
That's
I
absolutely
do
fine.
remember, from my knowledge, that I do have a trait to where I can fit in with commoners and kind of figure, like, pretty
Oh,
much
yes,
I'm
yes.
good at playing.
That actually works.
So I was thinking that would help in this situation.
So because you're a commoner, what I would like you to do, one of the really cool aspects of D&D Next is this idea of rolling with advantage or disadvantage. Rolling with advantage means you get to roll a d20 twice and take the higher of the 2 results. Disadvantage means you do the exact opposite. You roll it twice, you take the lower of the 2 results. Because you're a commoner, I will let you roll with advantage. So go ahead and roll it again, see if you can get something higher. Anyone else have a wisdom check for me?
I got a 22.
22, show off.
I got a 4 on the second one, so I will keep my...
Okay. Anyone else?
Oh, proficiency.
Do we need
11.
Say again? Elias, you were asking a question?
Oh, do we need to have perception check to be able to roll right now?
No, you can make a perception check. It's just if you have that skill, you also add your proficiency bonus to it. So you get another 2 on top of your modifier.
Well, then my roll is... We roll the d20 and add what, our wisdom?
A wisdom modifier. So that'll be in the right-hand column. It should be like somewhere between a +0 to a +3.
Yeah, I'm a 4.
Excellent. So, Elias, you're very, very fascinated in the drink that you're waiting for. However, and I should probably start using character names because that'll make a lot more sense. Tybalt, you actually were able to look through and you saw a gentleman sitting at another table that just seems to kind of radiate planar magic. And he's wearing these kind of elaborate robes. And has this very interesting, intricate-looking staff, which is made of like a very polished wood with this really intricate design with crystals and jewels inlaid in it. And you can tell that he's scanning the crowd, looking for not for anything in particular, but it looks like he knows what he's doing. And you're fairly certain that you might want to talk to him. So,
Can I use a Arcana check to see what type of magic he might special in?
definitely. Go ahead and do that. That's an intelligence check.
9?
You're fairly certain that he specializes in the magic kind of magic, and not sure too much beyond that. But he seems magical.
Okay.
He's a magical person.
Yes, very much so. So what would you guys like to do?
I'll message him real quick to not draw attention from the crowd.
Message it like text message?
No, using message.
Oh,
Wait.
okay, the spell message.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I was sitting there, I was like, I don't remember that in the D&D.
I was like, I get that we're in a different realm, but really, like...
He's actually not a mage. He's he's a techno mage. So what would you like to say?
I message him and I say, well, come over to my booth. I want to talk to you.
All right. And as this message gets to him, basically what happens is he hears this message in his head, and being a magic-using person, he's fairly familiar with how messaging works. And so he looks at you and he kind of He kind of points his staff in your general direction, and you hear this message in your head that simply says, K.
Wow.
Man,
He
if you
puts smiley
were.
face after it.
Yep,
Internet
smiley face, and then he
mailing.
goes LOL, OMFG, awap babaloo baba wap bamboo.
Several emojis.
At this point, I pull out my cell phone and I start texting him.
I
So-
have a question.
I was gonna say, you asked me if
yes.
you have Snapchat.
Someone had a question?
Yep.
No, I was
Can
gonna
I
make a
use
joke.
my
You can ask me. Sorry.
Okay.
Go. No.
Sorry. Okay. Can I use my spells outside of combat?
Yes, you can. You can use them whenever.
Okay. I can't pronounce my own character's name. Kale.
Kale.
You
Stands
just
up
call
on
him
the
kale,
table.
like the lettuce.
Kale. Yeah, just like the vegetable. Because he's a farmer. That makes sense. He stands up on the table.
Oh.
And he just does this very flashy hand gesture thing.
Mhm.
And he casts, however you pronounce this.
Is it prestidigitation?
Yes.
Prestidigitation. All right. He casts
Yes.
prestidigitation. What do you want to do? What are you prestidigitating?
I make a mark that seems very regal on the ceiling.
Okay.
That's like sparkly. To make
Okay.
it seem like I'm doing something very impressive.
All right. There's a woman that is tending the bar that sees you do this and goes, "Oh, look at that! Looks like we've got a bit of a magician here. Thinks he's all nice and special. Put marks on my ceiling. You better hope that washes off, or you're gonna be here for another 20 years scrubbing my. I don't know. I just don't like people painting on my ceilings."
Well, lady, I, being a very impressive person that I am, of course I can remove the ceiling. I just want to let people know that perhaps we might be of importance.
Okay.
That is all.
What I would like you
And
to
then
do
he
to see
sits
how
down.
effective your kind of explanation is, go ahead and roll me a charisma check. That's the CHA, just
Charisma.
D20 plus your modifier.
Mhm. Okay. Wait. I got an 11.
11. So she goes,
Oh.
"Well, all right, as long as it doesn't stain my ceiling, I guess I'll let you do that. But don't let me be catching you doing anything else like that. We can see that you're regal, if that's what you want to call yourself."
I feel so sorry for this woman's lungs.
And then Cal just sort of bows and just moves around and look, searching through like the crowd to see who is the most interested in his magic.
Well, definitely
Perhaps the same person who was messaging.
Yeah, the guy that Tybalt messaged seemed very, very interested, and when he saw that, his face kind of lit up a little bit, and so he slowly makes his way through the crowd, kind of jostling people and things like that, because it's crowded and there's drunk people and there's beer everywhere and it's rowdy, and so he finally gets there, and he goes, "Hello, my name is Ricardo, and I think you wanted to talk to me."
Yes. Do you
Ooh.
happen to know how to navigate through this world?
I know more than how to navigate. I am a world-renowned planeswalker. I guide people to places they have never been before. When you are with Ricardo, you are never, ever bored.
I see, great renowned walker, that you seem to be a man of intrigue. But I would like to know, how can I traverse these accursed lands if I have no methods of navigation?
Well, you are in the city of doors. You pick a door and you go. However, if you were to purchase my services, I would be able to make sure that you get to the destination you would like to and that you can return to here whenever it is convenient for you. That is the Ricardo promise.
And how much are your services, Ricardo?
Well, someone as renowned as Ricardo costs a fair amount of money. I would probably have to charge for people as refined and powerful as yourselves. I would probably have to charge at least 5 gold pieces per person per transportation.
And how do we know you're as renowned as you claim to be?
You have not heard of the amazing Ricardo.
Nope.
You must be new here, for I am known far and wide. I have traversed the Forgotten Realms. I have gone to the desert world of Arthas and found water becoming a god among them. I have gone to the plains of Eberron and seen the armies of Warforged marching against their enemies.
Okay, could I then kind of say, well, me and my colleagues would like to speak this over real quickly. If you do not mind, we're just going to step over here and have a little chat.
That is perfect. I will go back. I still have my drink. I will go back and I will continue to drink my drink. Please message me again when you have decided where it is you would like to go.
Okay. All right, so now I'm huddled with my group.
Okay.
Gentlemen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't need gold. I don't believe in gold. I have nothing to contribute. So I'm weary of this man because I know I cannot put up my end of the bargain. Do you believe him? Do you trust him?
I think that we should at least verify this man's magnificence through at least a couple of other random people just to see if he's as much of a big shot as he says he is.
I know that. Good. No, look, it's okay. Good.
Sorry. And if it turns out we cannot strike a deal, perhaps I know a few ways or two, which involving maybe a dagger or something short, which could probably reduce the cost to 1 gold each.
Hmm.
Can I make
like this. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Can I make a insight check on him?
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and it's wisdom. So go ahead and roll a wisdom check. Anyone else that wants to see if they think he's just full of crap, go ahead and roll a wisdom check. Since I know none of you have insight.
23.
Damn. What are you? Are you rolling like a D100? Dear Lord.
I'm rolling my lucky die.
I rolled a 6.
All right. Blair just asked if Tybalt bit his thumb at me.
I saw that joke coming a mile away, by the way. I rolled a 6 with modifier 2, so 8.
All right.
After my modifier, it's 6. So.
And Kale, what did you get?
I got a 15.
15. Wow. All right. So both let me do this again. Both Keeldor and Tyrion, you guys are think he's on the up and up. Tybalt and Kale, you guys get the feeling that he might be over boasting his renown, but you don't think that he's outright lying. Maybe just stretching the truth.
Gentlemen, what are your thoughts?
If you guys would like, you can try to negotiate a lower price. It'll basically, depending on how you negotiate, it'll be charisma checks. So,
would the intimidation skill be of any use here?
yes, that would.
Yes.
that would let you basically threaten him into giving you a better price. It'd still be a charisma check, but you get to add your proficiency bonus to it. So that's an
And
additional.
does it just have to be a one-man thing? Because I feel like two ruggedly handsome warriors cornering you is kind of an intimidating thing. So can I jump in on that as well?
Yeah, you guys can all come up with something elaborate, and I'll just make you roll for it.
Okay, so Tyrion, I have no need for this magic, and quite frankly, I do not like playing games of perception. I'm a man of action. I say let us suggest a lower price to this gentleman, Ricardo.
I concur.
Okay.
After I
Now I
finish
roll.
my coffee.
All right, so would you guys like to kind of have him come back over? Do you guys want to go maybe to somewhere else a little quieter to do your negotiations?
Yeah, I'll message him and say, meet us upstairs.
Okay.
Actually, great idea. Yeah, tell him to meet us upstairs, but it'll just be me and Tyrion in the room. So it's like good cop, bad cop.
Okay. So the message is sent. Tyrion and Kildor go up to the room and are waiting there, smoking their cigarettes, got coffee in hand, brandishing their badges.
You think that if I told the barmaid to lay off the cigarettes, I'd be smoking my own?
So I'm getting my film noir in here, okay?
I'll smoke the cigarettes, all right? I'll have the pipe.
He just has two. I'm just wearing a fedora.
I have two, one in each side of my mouth.
So, as he gets up there, he opens the door and he walks in and he goes, I believe that we may be missing some of this group. Have they decided to stay in Sigil for a little while longer?
Oh no, my friend. They're just busy with their own minds. I actually wanted to talk to you on my own. You see, I'm a nice guy. My friend over here is a little bit cynical of your profession. I think you're a great person, and I really think you want to help us out. But there's just something about that price that doesn't ring right. What do you think, Tyrion?
Can I roll for intimidation right now?
Well, first I'm going to have Kildor go ahead and eat his apple.
Well, I wanted to do like the really dramatic, like, I don't think there's something right about that price.
Crunch. And I'd like you to roll a charisma check, and if you have persuasion, you can add your proficiency bonus.
All right. Charisma. Oh, great! I got -1 charisma, so that's going to help me. So it's a D12 or D20?
D20. All these checks are all D20s.
14. Woohoo!
All right. So he seems like he's like, well, I think I can see where you are coming from. And then Tyrion says,
Here's where I'm coming from, pal. I think that you're probably a fine guide through the plains. However, I think you're probably exaggerating a little bit much of what you think a fair price is based on what I've heard from a couple friends of mine. So I think we're probably going to have to negotiate a little bit of a lower price here.
all right, that's your intimidation? You're such a kind, polite intimidator.
I like to
brandish your sword or something while you're doing this? Like pick your thumb with it or something?
Yeah, looking at my dagger, observing my hilt.
Okay, so just imagine him kind of sharpening his dagger, just like, I don't know about that price.
All right, go ahead and roll a charisma check. And again, if you've got intimidation, go ahead and add your proficiency bonus.
All right, I have 13.
13, okay. So he looks at you and his eyes get a little bit wider, and he's like, I can see that perhaps since you are not as familiar with my thing, I could see me going maybe as low as 4 pieces of gold per person.
Well, my friend here is a little, I don't know. He doesn't have much money. You see, I don't mind paying you. I'm completely fine with paying you, but my
At this point,
friend's
I'm drawing my sword at this point.
yeah. But look, he's just so excited sometimes when you start talking about money, and I'm worried what might happen. I can't control him. I'm only a poor wood elf. I'm so weak against this kind of humans. You know how these humans are, really brass. Let's pick a different number.
You know, Keldor, what I just realized?
Hmm.
I just realized this sword hasn't seen some action in quite some time.
Oh, no.
I feel like it's just sort of yearning for more right about now.
Hmm.
You know, that was so well done. I'm not even going to make you guys roll for that. I just like this thing. You know what? I haven't killed anyone recently. I'm kind of upset about that. So at that point, Ricardo starts to back away slowly. He's like, well, of course, there are other things we could talk about. I mean, four gold pieces. I mean, 4 gold pieces. I mean, that's what I charge these stupid, tourists that come here in their big "I love New York" T-shirts, and I would never. I would never. Someone as regal and powerful as you. I would never charge you that. What about perhaps 2 gold pieces?
Really quickly,
Okay with that.
how much gold pieces does everybody have? I should have asked that back when
On your character sheet, on the right-hand side, there should be something that says how much gold you have.
I know I have 0.
You have
So
0. Okay, so you're broke.
I have 39 gold pieces.
Oh,
6.
okay. So altogether we have 51. So that's actually not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of playing with my character, like I want to pay you, but secretly I don't have any money. Okay, so that's actually a reasonable price. Yeah.
I actually would totally be okay with that.
Yeah.
All right.
We would probably need to go back to the price with our other party members and consult them.
Of course, I understand completely. I will exit this very small, confined space with no exits other than through your blade, and meet you outside in a wide open place with lots of witnesses.
But Ricardo, before you leave, remember, we know your name and we've seen your face.
Of course, I would never think of running. I mean, this is my business. What kind of a businessman would I be if just because some very strong refrigerator-shaped gentleman decided to, talk about his sword, his very sharp sword, that I'm going to go now, and he walks out.
And outside of the door stands Kale with his lute on his shoulders, just winking at Bruno as he walks by. Like,
Hi!
It's like, oh, did you not need the backup?
And he says,
Like, I'm here with sad music if you need it.
Now, Kale,
we go and
one of
meet
the unique things about your character is you have the ability to inspire people with your voice and your songs and things like that. And one of the abilities that you have is it's called Inspire Competence, which will let anyone, if you decide to, you give them a little pep talk and tell them how awesome they are, and on their next check, they get to roll a d20 plus a d6. So you just give them that little bit of an advantage. So you are able to do that whenever you have the ability to, like, sing or play your lute. Obviously, if you're gagged and bound somewhere, it's more difficult, but... All right, so he goes outside to wait in the open with lots of places to run. And what do you guys want to do? Do you want to just meet all back in the room you were in?
Yeah.
Go back to your table, get yelled at by the bar wench.
Stay in the room.
I think by now the Mark hat's already disappeared, and I was standing outside. listening to everything that was going on. So I just walked inside and I said, nice work, gentlemen. Nice work. And I wink.
We still need to get Tybalt up here.
I come walking up.
Do you need a roll for how fast he walks up the steps?
No, if he's like,
I think I'm
he's
tripping.
gonna fall.
If he rolls anything under 3, he trips and falls.
I rolled an 8. Good.
He rolled.
Totally
Do I
just
need to
realized that's going
inspire
to be
competence for your walking up the stairs?
Well, that was kind of a Dragon Age tabletop joke there, where Will Wheaton was trying to go down a hill.
Yeah.
And gets
rolling
damaged.
so bad.
Well, who knows? I mean, Tybalt's been rolling crazy good today. So,
Yeah, he has.
so you guys are all in this room. Go ahead and speak your piece.
So we managed to negotiate a price down to 2 gold pieces instead of 5. Thoughts?
We think this is a fair price. I know I cannot contribute with any gold of my own, but I feel as if my skills are more than adequate to compensate for my lack of currency.
Spoken like a true broke elf.
If there's some stores, I can always pay for you.
Oh. Now, so are we all in agreement then? 2 gold pieces.
I think it's a fair price.
I actually have a question. Is this going to be like a rent that we have to pay him continuously, or is this a one-time deal and then we got him?
It'll be per
trip, right? Per person per trip?
Yeah, per person per trip.
Okay.
So initially just be 10 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm. Well, 8, because there's only 4 of you.
That's what I meant. 8.
I was about to say, I am not playing a character. I am
my wisdom modifier is -1. So just being in character.
How
Of course.
damn hard.
Math doesn't exist in this world. And
All right, so do you guys want to go out and meet Ricardo?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we're going to do.
All right, so you guys exit the bar. The woman that is tending the bar screams out, "I hope you'll come back sometime!" And you walk out onto the street, which is bustling with a lot of different people. You see every single race imaginable and a few that are unimaginable you've never seen before. You see these mantis-type people with 4 arms and crazy skins and things on them walking around, and you see these people with just these like metal pieces like just all over their body, pierced through them and just crazy things. And waiting in a place that looks like there's a lot of exits he could go out of is Ricardo. And he looks at you and kind of smiles and then hesitates and just gives a little wave. And you do...
We message him?
You can walk over and say hi.
Yeah. All right. How about me and I say me and Tyrion walk over and let's walk over first looking pissed off, like we're about to like jack him up. But then right there, right as we get there, turn our expressions go. We agree.
Okay. And you see, you hear, like you see him tense up, and he sees you go, "We agree." He's like, color returns to his face, and goes, "So," and then he immediately, like, he turns on the charm. He's like, "So, where would you like to go? I can take you to any world imaginable. I can take you to places where the sun is so bright that you cannot see anything. I can take you to places where the stars twinkle like diamonds in the sky."
anywhere where the sun does not shine is fun.
I can do that. In fact, I have the perfect place to take you.
I need to know though. Is there land under the feet? Is there going to be land under my feet for I hate the sea?
Yes, there will be land under your feet. It is a plentiful.
Come on, Ricardo.
We're gonna try that one more time. We'll fix that in post. It's really early, guys. I've been up since 5. So
You're doing great.
he goes, of course, it is a beautiful place, and there are parts of this world where the nature and natural beauty are so awe-inspiring that the hardest of hearts would weep openly at its beauty.
And right now I'm having like a nature boner. I'm like, yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm like, all aboard.
And he just, would you like some time by yourself? There is an outhouse just down the street.
Let me turn to the gentleman real quick. Do we really need to go to an outhouse? What? This sounds kind of funny.
Well, I think he was talking about your nature boner there, Kaylor.
Oh, sorry. That is why I don't have this. I'm not charismatic, but I sure as hell don't know what's going on with my body.
So apparently Kildor has just hit puberty.
There we go.
That explains why he doesn't have any money.
I was bumming it off my parents the whole time.
All right, so is there any other preparation you guys would like to do before you get started on your plane walking adventure?
I'm good.
I'm fine.
All right. Cool. So what we do is Ricardo goes, you will follow me, and he takes you through Sigil. And as he's walking, he points out various things just to kind of, the natural tour guide. And we are walking, and we are walking. Okay, we stop. And as he's taking you through Sigil, you start in fairly major streets, and he starts taking you down through some back alleys and stuff like that to more secluded places until you finally come to a dead end with this door that has it looks extravagant is really the only way you can think to describe it in your own head. Everything about it just seems at the same time regal and fantastical, and it's just the door itself just seems incredibly appealing. And Ricardo does this very large flourish and goes, this is the door we will use to traverse to this amazing world. Are you prepared to have your minds and bodies changed by the experience of going to this amazing place?
Change in what way?
Well, no transfiguration or anything. It was poetic license. I apologize.
Wait. We need a license for this? Excuse me?
And that's when he just sits there and goes, facepalm.
I mean, if some of our money goes into the tangents induced monologues, then we might need to reconsider. Sorry, I can't find the word I'm looking for.
That's fine.
I'm game.
Okay. He goes, well, I will need the 3 gold pieces per person that we agreed on.
Wait.
I'm drawing my sword here and say, what's that?
Oh, I am so. It is in my mind. That was the rate for yesterday. Obviously, I would never try to cheat you. Obviously, it is 2 gold pieces. It was just a little joke. He's very funny. The accent. I just realized the accent of this guy keeps changing like randomly.
First it's Antonio Banderas, then it went like Eastern like.
I think at one point it was Fabio.
That's part of Ricardo's charm, is he can fit in anywhere, mostly because his accent doesn't.
All right, so
he just kind of puts his hand out, waiting for.
I'll pay 4 to cover me and Kaldor, since he's broke. Hey, you owe me 2 gold pieces as soon as you get some.
okay.
All right.
I take out my 1 gold piece and I'm like, here.
Wait, you only have 1?
All right. Go ahead and make a dexterity thievery check. Tybalt.
Nat 20.
You are so deft with it that you kind of hide that you only put 1 gold piece in, and he is none the wiser.
This is paid too. Done.
Okay. So everybody has paid. He goes, then please step through. Another large flourish, and he opens the door, and you see majesty is really the only way to explain it. Just light pours through, and you instantly feel renewed, and you can see just an amazing landscape on the other side. And he just kind of does this big flourish, and he goes, "There you are. Go ahead."
I take a sniff and I'm like, it smells too alive.
I'm sorry, would you prefer if I take you to the plane of death?
My friend, what is too alive? This is majesty. This is heavenly. This is what I crave.
I think that Ricardo should go in first.
You still do not trust me. Okay, I will go in first, because I am Ricardo, amazing planeswalker and guide to worlds. And so he steps through the door and goes, now, and again, big gesture. He's like, now will you enter, that I haven't burst into flames.
I follow him.
All right.
Can I make a check for any shots?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and perception, wisdom perception.
I don't think I know anything. But then that one.
You're fairly certain that you yourself are the trap. And you see, in your mind, you see a regal-looking person in a white overcoat with a fish face that goes, "It's a trap!" So as you all step through, Ricardo turns to you and go, "What do you think of?" Another big, bright gesture. And he spins and twirls, and you notice that the world that you're in seems different. It just seems kind of weird. And as you do that, he does this big flourish and a whirl, and he steps back through the door and goes, "Never gonna give you," and shuts the door. And it disappears.
Yeah, Ricardo rolled.
Damn it!
Wow.
And as
who's gonna keep it?
As the door closes, you notice that it starts to, and apparently my camera is turned off. That's cool. I totally just lost it.
As the door closes, you notice that.
Cool. As the door closes, you notice that it starts to warp and change and fades. And as it fades, it shrinks and kind of spells out these words that say, "Welcome to the interwebs."
Oh my God.
What?
And as you guys are sitting there, this majestic landscape starts to morph, and it no longer looks like fields and plains and beauty, and what you see is it just looks like this kind of barren landscape with strands of web everywhere. And you can just see, for as far as the eye can see, you can see buildings and mountains and things like that, and they're all covered in these webs. And it looks almost like they're built out of all of these little webs. And you can see there are certain places, you could even call them sites, where the webs get together and kind of coalesce and form places that you could go into, in buildings and things like that.
Can I do it real quick? As soon as the world changes, can I do a really dramatic, "Not the mahogany"?
Yes.
There we go.
So
just showing us the Windows XP default wallpaper through the door. And we just sort of walked in like, oh.
Yeah. If anyone would like to, go ahead and make an intelligence arcana check. So if you have arcana, you can add your proficiency bonus, and go ahead and just go ahead and everybody can roll an intelligence check.
15.
Okay.
5.
You're rocking.
I got a 1.
All
3.
right. What'd you get, Kildor?
Yay!
3 for Kildor.
Wow. So you three, everyone except for Tybalt, is absolutely amazed by how shiny the ground is. Like it's just incredible. You've no idea how that works. However, you, Tybalt, are fairly certain that the spell that was used to create this image is a very old, deep type of magic that is called screensaver.
Stop it. Just stop it. Shut this thing down right away.
So you guys are at a, like I said, you guys are on a kind of a vast plain covered in these strands of web. And to the north, you can see what looks like kind of a forest of these web-like trees. And to the east, you can see what looks like maybe a few buildings. And to the west and the south, you don't really see just anything. It's just massive expanse.
Are all these webs connected?
Good question. Go ahead and roll perception, wisdom perception check. Anyone else that wants to, go ahead and do it as well.
Wisdom
Okay.
perception.
16.
Okay.
I
got a 4.
so
You are doing remarkably well.
I rolled a 20, but my modifier is -1, so 19.
Well, still, that's pretty good.
Only a 4 after my modifier.
Wow. So you, both
Hey,
Kildor
buddy.
and Kale, no idea what's going on. You guys are fairly certain that the webs are connected to magical trees that will grant wishes if you sacrifice a grape to them. However, both Tybalt
Grape?
and Tyrion know that not only are these webs connected, but each one of these strands, if you were to concentrate on it and use a little bit of magical influence, they have information that you can glean from them to learn almost anything as long as you find the right strand.
Are these like spider webs or?
Yeah, they look like spider webs.
I run up to one
Wait.
and I use prestidigitation to create fire and burn one of them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't burn, actually. You try burning them and nothing happens. They don't
They have a
catch.
firewall.
Yeah. And the puns get worse. You watch the
They
viewer
can't
count
burn
just
if you
drop
try
lower
hard.
and lower.
Okay,
Nobody's watching us anymore.
So if I was able to determine that, then I would like to utilize whoever has some sort of magical ability in the party to look at two strands, one going towards the forest and one going towards the buildings, to glean the information of what lies on these two places.
Okay. Who would like to pick up a strand and try and glean information from it?
I will.
Okay. Go ahead
Would
and
like-
pick up. What you'll do is you'll kind of hold a strand between your fingertips, and you'll concentrate your magic kind of into the strand and try and kind of pull information out. So go ahead and make an intelligence arcana check.
Okay. Not 20.
Wow.
His dice is loaded.
Boo.
This is the one problem with the web, is I can't check his dice. My word.
I've actually
Roll
been
20,
rolling 20s the whole
net.
time.
Yeah, I got a 74, but you can't get that on a D20. Trust me, I got a 74. So you pick up this strand, and which direction strand did you want to pick up? One towards the buildings or one towards the forest?
The buildings.
Okay, so you pick that up, and as you glean information from it, you are overwhelmed with just it seems like random letters to you at first. I have no idea why my camera's going crazy right now, but it seems like random letters to you at first, where it's just like the LOL, OMFG, the TTL, TTFN, and it's just all these massive letters, and you start to notice a pattern eventually. That this is a form of communication, a very, very primitive form of communication, probably created before they had the ability to speak vocally, where it's just these random phrases and feelings that they attach symbols to. Yeah, so that's what you get from there. But now, after drawing from this, you feel this kind of longing that you want to learn more, and it's slight right now, but you definitely have a feeling that you really should try and do this again, see what more information you could get.
I'd do it again.
Okay.
6.
6. All right. All you get is very similar information where you just get LOL, LOL, LMAO. I never use those texty thingies. Like I text in full sentences. Other texty leet speak. And that's really all you get. But now you have a hunger that is in you now that you have to keep on a regular basis, keep drawing information. Like you can't help yourself anymore, and you have now become addicted on the interwebs.
Can I try to eat one of the webs?
Sure. Go ahead and just make a strength check. Or no, make a constitution check.
My constitution's really
Oh, that's what CON is.
Yes. CON is constitution. You have strength, constitution, dexterity, wisdom, charisma. Oh yeah, I forgot intelligence.
Irony.
So what did you get, Tybalt? What'd you get, Tybalt?
I got a 13. What do I add to those?
Constitution.
Constitution. That puts it at 15.
15. Okay. So you attempt to eat one of these webs unsuccessfully, but you're smart enough to stop before you chip a tooth. So, what would the rest of you guys like to do?
Well, has he told us the information he's heard? Do we know the languages and whatnot?
That's a good question. Tybalt, have you?
Right now I'm trying to learn more as much as I can.
Okay. So you guys are noticing a change. His skin has gotten a little bit paler, and you're noticing he's holding these things a little bit obsessively. Like he's starting to get really obsessed with all these little strands. And everybody except Tybalt, go ahead and roll a wisdom check.
Seriously? Freaking another 4.
I got 14.
Okay.
I got 12.
12. Okay. So Tyrion and Kale, you guys can see the telltale signs of some form of addiction, and you're fairly certain that whatever he's doing is not helping that.
Jeez, I don't know what's going to happen if I try and do this. Would it be...
Just do it.
I pull out my sword and chop his heads off.
No, I was going to try and use my sword to sever the string that he's become addicted to in between where he is and the city.
Go ahead. You'll make a basic attack roll. Up in the upper left-hand corner, it'll say like longsword or something like that. and then it'll say attack, damage, and type. You
Okay.
add the number under the attack to your roll.
Add the number under attack to the roll.
Mhm.
And I roll the d20?
Yep.
That is a 22.
Holy crap. You hit.
Wait, you roll d20s? I roll d6. That's interesting.
No, D20, the attack roll is always a D20. And then if you hit, you will roll damage.
Oh.
Which is what I'd like you to do now. If you're using a longsword, I believe it should be like a D8 plus
It
3 or
says
something like that.
1d8.
Okay. And then under damage, it should say like plus 3 or something like that, right?
Under type, it says plus 3, yeah.
There we go, yep. So you'll roll a D8 and you'll add 3 to it.
8 plus 6, 7.
7. All right, so you swing your long sword down, and it connects with the fibers of this strand of web, and it severs it. And you notice when you sever it, it looks like it was taut. And so as soon as you sever it, it snaps and just kind of returns all the way back to this site that has all these houses and things like that on it. And that part that he's holding actually goes the exact opposite direction. It just is a chunk, and it's gone.
I look at him, and I'm like, what did you do? The stone tried something.
Does he look any less addicted?
No. You've just removed his ability to, feed his addiction off of that strand of web. There are literally thousands of strands of web on the ground.
I go and grab a new string and I try to.
I'll go up to Tybalt and slaps him.
Okay. Just do a basic strength check. Go ahead and just roll a strength check for me.
Oh god, -1. Wait, no. I could just do this. Whee! That's an 8.
All right. So you come up and you wind up this massive slap and you bring it around, and as you connect with his face, he doesn't even turn with the slap. It's like, and he just looks at you.
I take my quarterstaff and I hit his kneecap.
What is going on right now?
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
This is bad news.
Well, this has escalated.
Does 11 hit?
What is your armor class?
And it's...
What's your AC, Kale? Should be on the right side of your character sheet.
What?
On the first page, right side, about middle, you should see a thing that says AC.
That's 13.
13. So, you miss. So you take a swing with your quarterstaff, and he kind of lifts his leg a little bit, goes straight underneath.
Okay, so at this point, me and I think Tyrion should come in and two little kids fighting separate him because we're both bigger and stronger. And be like, all right, you guys are embarrassing yourselves. Yeah, actually, better get Tyrion picks them both up.
It's just no fighting.
Yeah. Gentlemen, you're embarrassing yourselves. Let us be the ones to do the fighting. You need to get out of here. This is contorting your minds. So I'll suggest that we go to the forest where there's less interwebs. I mean, so
I would also recommend going to the forest because we have not yet shown any definitive signs of addiction in any strings facing that direction.
Mm-hmm.
The string said we would die if we go to the forest.
Well, there's this entire world is covered in these strands. So no matter where you are, there will always be a strand near enough for you to get your little fix.
Yeah, but won't the strands in the forest have a lower mega per strand? Mega
that's a good question. If you'd like to test that theory, you can try drawing information from one of the strands going into the forest.
I'm not touching strands. I'm a natural little guy. This isn't looking out for me.
Actually, you know what? I'll check.
Okay.
I'm an idiot.
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Oh God. All right. That is 8.
I want to inspire competence you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead and give him a little pep talk. You know, whatever you want to say, go ahead and create a pep talk to make him feel better.
Okay, I'm gonna pep talk. I turn to... I forgot your name.
Tyrion.
Tyrion. I turn to Tyrion, and I grabbed him by the shoulder and I say, "We must not let Tybalt be in such an addiction, or else I will cannot be able to help myself, but eventually kill him. So,
Great pep talk.
please, for the love of what is good in the world, find the... I can't speak.
Okay.
Dot, dot, dot.
That
Do you know the
works.
importance?
Yeah, go
that
ahead
works.
and roll, Tyrion. Go ahead and roll a d6 and add that to your check.
So that was...
That's a regular dice, or you're using an app.
I was using an app, but it adds it for me automatically. That's cool.
That's
So,
even cooler.
13.
13. All right. So as you draw on it, you get really bad feelings from it. Just things where you're like, you're stupid, you're fat, you're ugly. And since you're aware of the possibility of being addicted, I would like you to roll a wisdom saving throw. Same thing as a check. You just roll it and add your wisdom modifier.
So just roll d20, add wisdom modifier.
Mm-hmm.
4.
4. Okay. You are not able to resist the urge to respond back. And out of nowhere, you just start reeling. Well, you're stupid, and your mother's just dumb, and you smell bad, and you're starting to feel this pull of wanting to find out if they took your advice to heart.
All right.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
In my thieves kit, do I have ropes?
In your adventurer's kit, which I believe you should have,
Okay.
you would have 20 foot of hempen rope.
Okay. So at this point, I come over to Tyrion, I slap him,
Okay.
and then I tie his hand together.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a strength check.
I'm sorry. Okay. Strength. 2 - 1 is 1. I cannot slap
Slap
people.
himself at that point. I mean,
Yeah, you take a big old wind up, and all he does, he doesn't even really have to move. He just does one of these. And it goes straight past, and you spin around and actually hit yourself with the slap. And then to try and tie him up, we're going to do what's called a contest. It's going to be, Kale, I want you to roll dexterity to see if you can tie his hands. And Tyrion, I'd like you to roll strength to see if you could break out of them.
I have 12.
And
I've got 18.
if you, Kale, if you've got acrobatics, add that to your, add your proficiency bonus. Tyrion, if you've got athletics, add your proficiency bonus.
Then I am 14.
Okay, so it's 14 versus, what did you get, Kale?
20.
20, okay. So you mightily try and fight it off, but he is able to tie a very intricate knot that has now bound your hands together.
So this guy can't even slap a mage, but he can somehow tie me up.
Yeah, because it was like, instead of like just forcing your hands together and like tying them, he was like real fancy. Like he got the rope out and he's like ba ba da ba 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 da 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 da.
And suddenly I look down and my hands are
Probably did.
all right. Okay.
I actually
Can I take that?
actually see me
Sorry.
on it concentrating again.
What was that? Tybalt, say it again.
Hey, as they're doing this, they kind of look back, and I'm sitting there on the web like, oh, precious.
Precious.
Okay, at this point,
okay.
I take the other end of the rope and I tie
Oh my god.
Tybalt?
Tybalt too.
Okay. Same thing as before. Tybalt, your
Actually,
strength.
this time though, because I saw the first action, I saw him tie up Tyrion, and I'm like, okay, he's making a fool of himself, but I see what he's trying to do. I'm gonna go and grab Tybalt myself. So can I use some strength there to keep him to,
Yeah,
or maybe
definitely. Go ahead and first things first. Kildor, roll a strength check.
Sure, no problem.
If you've got athletics, add your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, so that's 10 plus. Where? Why am I missing this thing? Where is this thing?
Strength, it should be. It's the only stat that starts with an S. It's in the middle of the character sheet.
Plus 0, so 10.
Okay. Tybalt, roll a strength check.
10.
So you guys are actually evenly matched, fighting, trying to get each other. Because he is distracted, Kale, when you roll your dexterity check, you're going to get to roll with advantage.
Yay! Okay.
So, again, dexterity for Kale versus Tybalt's strength.
Do I have to roll
Okay,
for my...
first roll like
You do, Tybalt.
okay.
Can you beat a 3?
I don't know,
Well,
man.
first roll I got a 5. I'm gonna roll again. Then I got a 9.
Okay.
So that's 14.
So again, you take the rope and you use a slightly different song. And at the end, he's just transfixed with this, and then what? So now you have them tied together with a length of rope between them, and they're both, have their hands tied.
So it's my hands tied like this, or are they kind of like tied like this?
How did you tie them, Kale?
Behind their back, like prisoners, except friendlier.
Okay. So now you have them
And
both
then
on leashes. And if you guys can find
I
a
turned
site
to-
for dog training, you might be able to get them to obey commands.
Come at me, bro.
Unfortunately, we do not have any food with us. I turned to Tyrion and I said, "So, thanks for the help, first of all. I made sure these guys won't kill themselves. Now what shall we do?"
And I turn towards Kale and I go, "Why are you talking to a guy who just tied up?" Because you said Tyrion, so I'm just messing with you, buddy.
Well, can I? Okay. I went.
Because I tied him too.
You're just tying everybody. You have a thing for bondage, don't you?
Okay.
Not gonna touch that one.
All right. So yeah, sure, certainly, I do not mind providing assistance. If there's one thing I seem to notice is that these interwebs is a bad place. So we need to get away from these web, and as I say, go to the forest.
Are my
Okay.
hands somewhat free while they're behind my back?
What did you say?
Are my hands still somewhat free behind my back, tied up?
No, you're restrained with your hands behind your back.
Okay, so my hands are like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I make a strength check to see if I can break out?
Yeah. Go ahead and just a straight up strength check. Nat 20,
15?
right? What?
15?
With a 15, you're able to loosen the bonds enough that you could wriggle out if you want to.
I tried to wriggle out.
Okay. You just succeed, So you are no longer tied.
Now, while that's going on, I hear, because I still have my mind somewhat, that Kildor said they wanted to go to the forest, and I just tell him, I said, From what I saw on that string, it was a very vile and derogatory and negative environment.
Perfect. Let's go to the forest. Sorry. Um, okay. So
I don't know. I don't know what Tybalt saw on his string, but I saw nothing but negativity.
Okay. So I will
Perhaps.
turn towards Kale, and I'd be like, "It seems that we are at a crossroads. Both of our decisions are going to bad places. We need to figure out where we're going to go, because we've got two uncooperative companions."
Okay, so here's
I'm not uncooperative. I didn't try to break out of my rope now. Plus, I only intended to check the string once so that I didn't get that addicted.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
I come up
So
and I
here's
come
my
my
proposal.
hands around
Wait, what was that, Kale?
and Kale, and I'm like, so why the forest? The stream said the cities, as they notice that my hands aren't binded anymore.
And then I interrupt Tybalt, and I just said, okay, so here's my proposal. Tybalt is gone. He is like dead, not related. We, us three, should go to the forest and find the source of this negativity and destroy it. Perhaps then we could save Tybalt. Or, come back and loot his gold or something.
But Tybalt is attached to the city. I'm the one who's.
They're attached, right?
They're not attached. It's just Tybalt drew information from a strand of web that went towards the city, but
Plus,
they're not.
I severed that strand, and so that didn't seem to break it at all.
No, he's addicted to getting more information, not to a specific strand, just getting information in general. That's what the addiction is.
Okay, so the way to do this is just destroy all information. We just cannot get any more.
Yeah, okay, so I'll be like, in my lethal weapon, I'm getting too old for this stuff way. I'll bring out my swords and be like, all right, I'm just going to slash everything I see. So I just start going on a rampage around the area, just cutting up webs.
Oh wow! So you draw both scimitars and just start whirling dervish of death.
Like pretty much it's like when you see people in like the Serengeti or so, like big thick bush, and when they're walking, just chopping down everything in their path. That's just what we're gonna do.
Okay,
Yeah.
that works perfectly. So you guys are heading towards the forest?
Yeah,
I'm tied up. I'm going wherever they're going.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm leading Tyrion towards the forest. I'm not sure where Tybalt is going.
So we've abandoned Tybalt. Does that?
Well, Tybalt, do you want to follow them, or do you want to head to the city?
Oh,
You're not feeling particularly drawn anywhere. You just know that you want to keep.
I thought I was
information.
like drawn toward the city.
You just
okay.
like information now. You like drawing information from these strands of web.
Okay. I guess. Oh.
Okay, so you guys are heading through the forest with your, super. And as you get into the forest, you start noticing that the trees that look like they're basically made of these strands of web are much more solid than the strands that you've been cutting through. And if you hit them with your sword, you meet a fair amount of resistance, and you can't really chop through them. Like you can take little chunks off, but you can't really chop through them in one swing. But they're sparse enough that you can still walk through without too much difficulty.
Okay.
And I would like everyone to make wisdom perception checks.
No.
And anyone that is either an elf or a half-elf, you have advantage on perception checks.
Okay, so first roll 4. I'm obviously going to reroll that. Second roll 15. Let me add my bonus 2, so 17.
Okay.
14.
Would I get an advantage or get my proficiency if I would use nature?
Sure. I'll let you do that.
That puts it up to 15.
Okay.
I got 15 as well.
All right. So as you guys are sitting there, you actually notice almost all around you. You've gotten fairly far into the forest, and you notice all around you what look like these massive trolls that have started to surround the party. And they're closing in on you guys, just saying these horrible things. Your mom, you're stupid. Why are you even doing that? That sword isn't even a real sword. You look so stupid when you swing your scimitars. Why wouldn't you use like short swords?
I suddenly yell back, "Your mom's sword isn't a real sword!" Sorry, that was a string. String
And
talking.
I would like everyone to roll for initiative. Basically, you roll a d20 and you add your initiative bonus, which is just your dex modifier. And I need to get something to write on.
9.
All right, hold on a second. I have to actually write your names down.
15. So 5. 5 for Kale. All right.
And
Tybalt, what were you?
all right, so I'm going to start with Tybalt. What did you get?
9.
9. Kildor?
Kildor got 15.
15. Tyrion?
17 plus initiative is 19.
19. And Kale? Did we lose him? Kale?
Black. I think he got 5. He was holding.
Okay, he was at 5.
He had 5. He had 5. I remember.
He'll go last. And oh wow, the trolls are not doing well. All right, so
When do they ever?
sorry, just getting order down.
For those of you at home, while we're waiting, let me advertise apples. They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. In this case, it keeps trolls as well.
So
It's so obvious when Don puts on his cocktails voice.
classy Don. So you guys are now surrounded by 6 trolls that just look menacing. They have these large bone clubs, basically, that they're swinging, and they're just grumpy, and everything they say, well, that's stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. They look really, really mean. So now we are in combat. And so the way that this works is you all rolled initiative to find out who goes first and who's the fastest. And each round of combat takes about 6 seconds of game time. So Tyrion, you are up first. In combat in D&D Next, you have 2 things that you get to do. You can move, and you can do an action. An action is anything from attacking, or tying a knot, or anything else. So basically, decide what you want to do. 9 times out of 10. If it's something physical, it'll be your action. If you want to do like a check to try and find out more about them, that will be something that you can do that doesn't take your action. So what would you like to do, Tyrion?
Well, the very first thing I need to do if we're in combat is untie myself. So,
hello, Bear. Hello.
Okay.
So,
You gotta write him in. You gotta have him gallop in.
yeah, Dungeon Master, okay? Expert Dungeon Master. So, as you are surrounded by evil people, these trolls are surrounding you. You see this portal of light appear above you, and from above you hear, "Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you die,
I hate that
never
word.
lie." And through it falls this Warforged.
Oh, I thought it was random. Okay.
No, falls this Warforged creature in scale mail, chainmail. What are you wearing, man? Chainmail. Okay. I can't hear you, Bear. Hello. There we go. Now I can hear you. So in chainmail, wielding this massive maul, and he comes down and he just kind of says a curse up there as the door closes, and then notices that you're surrounded by trolls in this plane of the interwebs. So very quickly, before combat starts, he introduces himself by saying,
"Greetings. My name is Eredrin. Where are we?"
and I would quickly respond, "No time for that, newcomer. 6 trolls attacking. Be on the ready."
Does he need to roll
It's
initiative?
time to
Yes, he
feed
does
the
need to roll
trolls.
initiative. Bear, can you roll initiative for me?
Certainly. 17.
17, cool. That puts him right here. And it's Eredrin?
Yep.
Okay, Eredrin. All right, so Tyrion, you are still first.
Yeah, so I still need to untie myself because someone had the smart
Oh,
idea
yeah,
to do that
you're
to me.
tied up. I forgot about that.
So does that count as my action?
Yes, to break out of your bonds will count as your action.
All right.
Or you can do what's called delaying, and you can wait for someone else to untie you.
I have
Their action.
I have a pretty good, I guess, strength and athletics thing going on here, so I think I would be of more
Fighter that
use.
has high strength. Weird.
So I think I would be of more use
Okay.
using my action to fight instead of using it to untie myself.
Okay. So go ahead and you can delay.
So I'll appeal to the group. I'm saying I only checked the string once. Right now we clearly have to fight these guys. That's going to be my focus. You can tie me up later if you want. I need to be untied.
Okay.
So I'm going to defer to whoever wants to untie me.
Basically, when it gets to the point where you want to act, just let me know and we will insert you after whatever character goes.
Okay.
So, the next person is Eredrin.
I'll untie him.
Okay.
Actually, I was going to suggest, could I suggest something real quick?
Okay.
After hearing his cry, I go, fine, I have a bow. They're still a distance away. I will draw them away while somebody else starts untying him. So, in essence, we're the big hitters, me and Eredrin. So why don't we kind of do an action while maybe pray that we can have Kale untie him?
I know, he was the one who tied me up.
But he did very well. Like it's a beautifully made knot.
It's actually just like a ribbon knot.
Yeah, he can take it apart in like one move. He can take it apart in one move because he's a master at it. That's the thing.
Okay. So Eredrin, in D&D Next, you have 2 things that you get to do per round in combat. You have an action and you have a move.
Right.
Action is fairly self-explanatory. Move should be fairly self-explanatory. If you need some help with that, I can suggest some websites.
I should be okay.
Okay.
How far
So
away
what do you
are
like to do? You've got 6 trolls that you can see right now, and
Yeah.
they're all. You guys are have kind of circled the wagons. So the ones that are closest to you are about 20 feet away. The ones that are on the opposite side of the group are about 40 feet away.
Okay. I will start this session this round by doing oath spell of, which one is it? Divine favor? Divine power? No, favor.
Okay.
Divine favor.
Okay.
So my maul starts glowing a bit.
Okay. So you pray to your deity, and he or she. Did you pick a deity? Do you know a deity?
We'll go with Bahamut. It's nice and easy.
Bahamut. Okay, cool. So, Bahamut graces your maul with just that little extra bit of oomph. Do you want to move or anything, or do you want to kind of stay with the group right now?
I'll stay with the group.
Okay, cool. Next up is going to be Keeldor.
Okay. I'm going to draw my bow.
Okay.
I wish I don't have the Word document up to me, but I do have a spell which will, because you said they're 20 and then 40 feet, right?
Yep.
Are they right next to each other?
Well, they're circled around you, so.
Okay. But I mean, the ones that are closest on our side are 20 feet circling. How close are they, like shoulder to shoulder?
They probably have about 10 feet in between each one.
Ah, crap, that doesn't work with my spell. Okay, I just have to do I'll just shoot arrows.
Okay, go ahead and roll your d20 and then add your attack number to it.
Okay, so 15 on the roll.
Okay.
Attack number is 3, so 18.
All right, so that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Actually, excuse me, attack number was 20 because it's the first one, but it's a hit. I got it. All right.
Yeah. It's
Roll damage. Sorry, you know what I meant. 6, woohoo, plus 3 equals 9.
All right, so as your arrow hits this troll, it pierces his flesh, and he looks at it and just freaks out. Just completely goes, "This is the stupidest thing ever, and I never wanted to do this, and you're cheating, and this is you are so OP," and then he just throws his hands up and explodes in a rage quit.
That happened.
And now one of them is gone. Do you want to move or anything? You're gonna stick with the group.
Okay, so the side closest to us is 20 feet. The trolls behind us are 40, right?
Well, depending on, you guys are in a circle, so depending on your position in the circle, you have the ones that are the same side of the circle you are in are 20 feet away. The ones that are on the other people's circle are 40 feet away.
Okay, so I'm still looking at the 20 feet ones. I'll back up if I can.
Okay.
So
now you're going to kind of be in the center of this little circle of people.
30 and 30.
That's good. Okay. So next up is Tybalt.
Can I delay until, or how does that work?
You can delay until anybody else, or you can use your action to untie Tyrion if you want, or you can go up to one of the trolls and try and make friends. Actually, no. What I want you to do, because I just remembered you're addicted, roll. Do you have percentile dice?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll percentile dice. That's a D100 for anyone that's using
70.
an app. 70? Okay. You are able to fight off your addiction to the interwebs enough to make your action.
Okay, yeah, so I kind of put my hands like this, and a little bit of snow kind of forms around me, and then I blast a ray of frost at the troll.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
13.
That is a miss. So you fire a ray of frost, it slings right past the troll, and he just kind of looks at you and says something in a language that you've never heard, but you're fairly certain should not be repeated in mixed company. Do you want to move at all?
I'll move towards the middle of the circle.
Okay. So now you're both, condensing the circle. You're right next to Keeldor. Kale, you're up next.
Kale. Immediately after seeing Tiro struggling with his hands, I come close to him and pull the shortest strand of rope that was at the end, and it just unties beautifully like a ribbon.
Okay.
And as I was doing that, I looked around and I said, "It's time to feed the trolls, ladies and gentlemen."
Okay.
That was supposed to be funny.
Just a word, he's going to try and feed you to the trolls.
I think there used to be a button I could use to actually make a laugh track, and I don't know where it went. So because you were the person that tied that knot and you knew exactly how to tie it, I'm going to treat that as what's called a swift action, meaning you can do that in addition to doing something else. Okay. So you still have an action. What do you want to do, Kale?
I would like to use my Feed the Troll shout to call my team to battle.
Okay. So,
which is yeah.
what that means? Actually, here I'll go ahead. Kale, you go ahead and explain what that means.
What it
Seeing as
means
it's-
is that any friendly creatures, including myself, are inspired to fight with greater zeal and have an extra d4 when rolling damage for melee or ranged attacks.
So you guys got a little bit of an
Within
oomph.
25 feet.
Does that just apply to this turn, or all future turns in this combat?
I think it's 10 minutes of combat, which turns into 60 turns.
So
Oh.
that was a sound or a call he made? Is that what it was?
Yep. As a bard, he's...
Yep.
You gotta look bad.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
This is what I signed up for this morning.
All right, so Tyrion, did you want to take your action now?
Did he make his? Oh no, he did. Okay. Yeah. And if possible, I'd like to use action surge.
Okay. That means
Which
you
means
get
I
to
get
do
two actions.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Just to clarify, because you know my wisdom modifier is -1. What's the javelin again?
Javelin is a spear that you throw.
Cool. All right. Cool. So I'm gonna take the javelin.
They use it in the Olympics all the time. It's pointy.
Yeah.
The pointy end goes in the bad guy.
I'm blaming my wisdom modifier here. So I'm gonna take the javelin and use that to attack as my first action.
Okay.
And aim for a, I guess the farthest troll that's farthest away.
Okay.
I guess it's 40 feet or whatever. All right, so I'm going to roll to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the number? Or is it the number plus attack?
Number plus attack.
19.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Roll the d6 plus 3. Oh, I got 6. That's 9. So 9.
All right. So you again pierce a troll through the heart, and he looks at you and goes, "God, they totally nerfed me in this latest patch. I can't believe this." And he explodes in a rage quit.
Okay.
Wow.
So now I take my longsword. So, okay, I can move as well.
Yes.
Can I do that before the action?
You can actually move, action, and then finish your move after the action. So you can divide up your move however you want.
All right. So since I have my longsword left, can I move up to the closest troll?
Yes.
Within melee range. Okay.
Yep.
So that's where I'll move.
Okay.
Now I take my longsword and try to hit it. 16.
16. That's a hit.
Okay. And then 8. 11.
So you and don't forget, with all your damage rolls, you get an additional D4.
Additional D4? What is that?
Yeah, from his call to battle. So you just you roll a D4 and you add that to it.
Oh, okay. That's plus 1, so 12.
All right, so you cut into this troll, and as it pierces his flesh, he turns to you and goes, "You know what? It was a lot better in vanilla. Like this is just pointless," and explodes in a burst of rage quit.
And can I move? And then can I use the rest of my move to move back to the group?
Sure, that works fine.
Okay, that's what I'll do, and I'm done.
All right. So now it's the trolls. As they see that half of their number has disappeared, they start just this chant of "You suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck," and you see 3 more trolls
Of course.
come out of the woodwork, and they all kind of converge on the party. Now, because there's 2 people kind of in the center, they're more difficult to get to. So basically, Eredrin, Tyrion, and Kale are going to all get attacked. And I don't have enough d20s here, so I'm just going to have to, by 2 each. So we will start with Eridrin.
Yep.
I'm gonna guess that a 11 misses you.
Quite spectacularly so.
And then how about a 16?
Nope, that still tings.
All right, so 2 massive bone clubs come down, and you just kind of sidestep and you take your maul and knock the other one away in a rather dashing fashion, and just let out kind of a battle cry to Bahamut. 2 take swings at Tyrion, and seriously, 9? How does 9 work for you?
I don't know.
So armor
am I
class
looking
is what
for?
we're aiming for. You should have 2 different things. It'll say armor class without armor or no armor, and then just above it will just say AC.
Yeah.
So the AC is the one that we're looking at. So what's your
top,
AC?
The top one I have 18.
Okay. So I have to roll either an 18 or higher to hit you.
Okay.
All right. So I rolled a natural 1, which means it doesn't matter what my modifier is. I miss. And if you ever roll a natural 20 on an attack roll, you get a critical hit, which I will explain if anyone gets that. All right, so again, 1 comes up with his bone club and comes down and just tries to hit you, and you bash your shield on the club and it goes away. The other one is sitting there playing with his club and accidentally smacks his self in the face, and it just kind of smarts for a little while, and he goes, "Dummy." And the final 2 are going to take swings at Kale. 15 versus your AC. Is that a hit?
That hit me. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 1. Oh, cool. And 8 is not going to hit. All right, so it's a club. It's this. You take 9 bludgeoning damage. So one of them comes over and just misses you completely, obliterates the ground next to you. The other one, though, hits you squarely and connects, and it just hits you real hard, and you're not feeling very good.
Oh.
Goes back up to the top, which, Tyrion, you are now officially after Kale. So, Eridrin, you are up.
From the kind of blocking with Maul is going to be a backhand pang on the one of the trolls.
Okay.
18.
That's a massive hit.
And with my extra D4, I do 20 damage.
Holy crap. He explodes. Like, he doesn't even rage quit. He just explodes. And Tybalt gets covered in troll guts. Anything else you want to do, oh mighty smiter?
Go to the other one. You're next.
He pulls a Thor. He's like, I accept your surrender.
Anybody else?
Keeldor, you're up. Now,
Okay,
you can do what's called 2-weapon fighting, which, since they're so close, you could actually take a swing at 2 different enemies with your attacks.
Well, actually, what's interesting about that is I was thinking about using my I don't have the Word document, so correct me on the name, but I do have a spell, Rose-type spell, where I can add it to my bow, and whatever it hits, anything within 5 feet also gets
yes,
residual damage.
Something thorns.
Yes. So I'm thinking now that the 3 trolls have converged, because I'm imagining the battlefield. I know I took out 1 on my side, so 20 feet away is 2 trolls. On the opposite side, we had 3 attacks, so that means now
actually, all of them have come around and surrounded the group.
Oh,
so,
perfect. So that means
if you were to aim for any one of them, you would hit 3. You
I'm
hit a maximum of 3.
I'm casting spell and then going with the bow, so I can hit all 3.
Okay. Go ahead and make. You'll have to make attack rolls against each one. So
Sure.
go ahead and start with your first attack roll.
All right. So first one's 11 plus 5, 16.
That's a hit.
Okay. You want me to roll for damage?
Go ahead and roll all the attack rolls first, and then we'll do damage.
Second one is 19 plus 5. That's 24.
That's a miss. No, that's a massive hit.
that hit their grandparents. Anyway. Last one's a 19 plus 5.
Wow. So
No.
you're using the loaded dice now, and I wasn't aware that you guys could transfer loaded dice to the internet, but whatever, that works fine.
Impressive.
Awesome.
All right, so that's 3 hits. To make things simpler, I will have you just roll damage, 1 damage that will hit all 3 of them.
Okay, cool. All right, so I rolled 4, and then I get the second D4 plus because of the call,
Mm-hmm.
and that gives me 4. So that's 8 damage modifier, 3, 11.
All right, so as you pull your bow back, you whisper a prayer to Shantea, goddess of nature, and the arrow, as it fires from your bow, the arrow springs, thorns spring out from the arrow, and as it hits the target in the center, these thorns just shoot out and hit the 2 people next to them, and all 3 of them go, "Ah, bastard!" and then they explode in a rage quit.
Excellent.
And that was 3. Holy crap. Show off. There's only 2 left.
Close in. Control Alt Delete.
All right, for my action, for my move,
Mhm.
I'm gonna move next to Aerodrin and be like, "You what, mate?"
All right. Tybalt, you're up.
I go like this. Out comes 1 dart, out comes a second, out comes a third, and I blast that blast too.
Okay. So 2 and 1, basically.
Yeah.
All right. And that does mean that each one of your darts is 2d4 plus 1 now, because of this call to battle thing.
Okay.
So you have to roll to overcome addiction.
Oh, yeah, you have to roll to
yeah.
overcome addiction.
Gotta overcome
Don't
addiction.
remind him.
The phrase you're
So-
looking for is same team. What was it?
60.
60? You overcome addiction.
Yes. Okay, so 1 takes 3, 7.
Okay?
The other one takes 3, 4, 5. The last one takes 3, 5.
All right, so your missiles of magic fly forth, and 2 hit 1 troll square in the chest, take him clean off his feet. He hits the ground and goes, "I'm telling my mom," and rage quits. The other one gets hit square right in the forehead, right between the eyes, and he goes, obviously he's botting, and disappears in another cloud of rage quit. And it seems like, because you guys could tell that while these trolls were next to you, there were more trolls in the vicinity. But it seems like after you guys took all these trolls out, they've decided that maybe going to a different site of webs would be a better use of their time.
Mhm.
So you have vanquished the trolls of the internets.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So are they running away?
Ironically,
The
on
ones that are
YouTube.
still alive, yes. The rest of them are dead.
Okay, for that one troll, I cast my magic to draw a magical ink on his body that says, "Don't be a male genitalia."
Don't be a male genital.
It's I don't want to use that word. So, yeah,
Wow.
For that, you have a +2 bonus on your next check. For whatever it is, you have a +2 bonus.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
beautiful.
thank you.
Okay.
All right, so after this combat subsides, Eredrin might want to know more about what's happening, so you are welcome to actually have a conversation with him.
So Eredrin, I take it that a lovely man named Ricardo sent you here.
I don't know what happened. I just came through this wibbly gate, and this was here. So
Well, what happened?
Go ahead, Tyrion.
Well, what happened to us is that we were in the Sigil, land of the doors.
Sigil.
Sigil.
City of Doors.
Sigil, City of Doors. I have a -1 wisdom modifier. So forgive me here. we were in that city, and we wanted to explore other realms. We ran across a magical person named Ricardo, who we convinced to give us passage to a nice land for cheap price. He fooled us in what we are tentatively calling a Ricardo roll, and sent us to this land of the interwebs. Everything is made of apparent string-like webs. They have addictive information on them, as I discovered some of it myself. And we went into a forest and were attacked. And then you showed up.
Interesting.
I come close to him and I look him up and down, I think, and I said, "How do we know you're not one of them?" Tyrion, come tell him those words that you were saying and see if he understands it.
Those words? Oh, well, the trolls were speaking the words I saw. So.
Never mind.
Are you trying to insinuate I'm a troll?
Well, you certainly looks like one. Well, anyway, since you helped us, I extend my hand. I am Cal.
Greetings, Kale. I am Eredrin.
I'm Tyrion.
I am Kildor.
I'm Tybalt.
Good. So, where are we going? Well, are we trying to find something here, or?
Well, you guys are trying to get out of it. You were tricked into coming here, and so you're trying to find a way out.
We were
No,
initially.
we're not trying to find a way out. We're actually trying to destroy everything.
Oh.
Everything.
Apparently, he wants to just take out the interwebs in general.
Well, I will. Eredrin, we were initially in this Sigil, City of Doors, in search of a planeswalker. Unfortunately, we were tricked. We need to try to find a way back, and also probably find the bastard Ricardo and take his head.
That sounds like a good plan.
If possible, we should also try and find a way to break Tybalt's addiction, as well as my mild addiction.
What is he addicted to?
The interwebs.
The interweb. He's addicted to this place.
Yes. If you concentrate on the strands of web that are covering everything, you can actually draw information out of them. However, a lot of the information you tend to get involves pictures of cats and hateful comments. But the drawing of the information is addictive, and it creates a need for you to continue doing it.
All the information I need is in books. Therefore, I do not need this interwebs.
All right. Well, now that you guys have figured things out, you notice that during the battle, quite a few. You heard. You actually saw some of the webs along the ground actually prick like there was someone walking over them further down, deeper into the forest.
Could be another troll.
Could be another person trapped.
Well, we could always use perception.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, anyone that wants to, go ahead and make a wisdom perception check. It's basically you roll d20, add your wisdom modifier, and if you have the perception skill, you can add your proficiency bonus.
I noticed that I have feet.
She rolled really well.
I rolled so well.
I rolled a 17.
Okay. Anyone else?
I got 9.
Yeah, 20.
19.
9 plus 2 is 11.
All right, so Tybalt, Kildor, Tyrion, you guys look down and are able to see further down what looks like a fairly massive, I guess, almost regal kind of castle-looking thing on the other side of the forest. and it looks like you guys could probably get there within 10 to 20 minutes. It's not very far, and you can see that this castle, it looks like all the webs in this whole realm descend into this castle.
That might be a place worth going.
Yeah, we can check it out, see if we can find any books or non-string information there.
All right.
Gentlemen.
So, what do you guys do?
I recommend we go there.
I think we should go there. I think
Keep
that's a
moving
good
forward.
plan.
All right. So, as you guys are going, I would like everyone to roll percentile dice, D100 if you're using an app.
39.
39, okay.
42.
Say it again.
42.
42, 49,
87.
87. Damn, you're rolling high.
I got
And
a 9
Theodore?
7.
It's 49 for me.
49, okay. So everyone except Tybalt, as you're walking, you're walking along and you're going throughout the forest, and you step on one of these strands that you can't really help but step on something, and immediately from the ground, this thing just pops up in front of you. With this giant message talking about potions that will increase your potency in battle. And everyone except Tybalt takes 1 point of mental damage from getting just harassed by this thing that's popping up out of the ground.
I love how ads give us mental damage.
Man.
I hate that.
All right, so you've made it about half the way. You're almost out of the forest. Real quick, let's go ahead and just do another round of percentile dice.
5.
Okay.
65.
Okay.
44.
25.
7.
All right. So, and Kale, what was yours again?
25.
25. Okay. So, Elias, yet again, this thing pops up, and it actually specifically says to you, Tyrion, we've noticed that your prowess in battle is failing. You must take this potion. It will help you. And you actually lose all of your gold and a hit point.
Oh, seriously?
What?
But you now have
Gold?
a potion of potency.
I would be suspicious of the quality of that potion.
And then I think Erigen, anyone that got less than a 50, you take another 1 point of damage from being being assaulted by this pop-up.
All right.
Man, I should have just paid for everyone's trip.
There goes, what, 45? Is that what you had?
I had 35 gold left,
Jeez.
and now I don't.
Oh,
Because potions are
man.
35 gold, apparently.
But it is the world-class potion of potency. And if you act right now, and I know you want one, and you want one, and you want one. All right, everyone, look up here. This is what you're getting. You are getting the potion of potency, along with our guarantee that within the next 5 minutes, you will not have to worry about it tasting bad when you drink it.
5 minutes, huh? All right.
And now you guys have come to the gateway to this palace, made entirely out of these webs that have solidified. They're so dense here that they actually have come to look like stone.
Is the door open or closed?
Well, you have this massive set of double doors in front of you that are currently closed.
Right.
Is there some kind of like bit where our watchman looks through or something like that?
You don't see any openings other than obviously, the doors open.
Okay, can
you
we?
do see a tasseled pull chain towards one of the sides.
Is it a thing we can do where we can roll for perception and make sure everything is as it seems?
You can check for traps if you want.
Yeah.
That
I like
works.
that.
All right. That is actually going to be an intelligence check because you're specifically looking for traps.
Okay.
I got a 17.
Okay.
I got 14.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
17.
All right. So the pair of 17s, you guys do not detect any traps.
Okay. Seems right. Okay.
Seems perfectly innocent here then.
Okay. So what do you want to do?
I will pull
How far
the.
away?
Go
What was
for
that?
it.
Wait. What?
How far away?
How
What?
far away is the tassel and chain?
Well, the doors themselves are about 20 foot wide. I mean, they're massive doors. And the tassel and chain is on, from your perspective, it's on the right side of the door towards the edge. So.
Okay, so I use my arm to signal the party to stay back, and I cast a mage hand
Okay.
to pull that tassel and chain.
Okay. So, as you pull it, you hear these bells just sound from everywhere and nowhere at the same time, and then you hear this kind of menacing laugh, where it's just and then the doors slowly open with this massive, almost rumbling sound as they open, and you can see into this castle. Webs are just everywhere. They're going from the ceiling to the floor, and it looks like this cavalcade of just random things. And as the door opens, you no longer have to try to concentrate on one of the webs. You're just hearing audibly what each one of these things is saying. And it's to the point where you have to concentrate fairly hard to be able to pick a single conversation out. It's just kind of this overall assault of noise and conversations and everything. Just from emanating from all of these things. And
Like a friend.
you are immediately, you actually can't help yourself. You walk directly in to the center of the room and just kind of stand there basking in it. Tyrion, you feel a strong urge to do the same thing.
Hey.
Wait, I casted a mage hand, so I should be quite far away from it.
Yeah, you guys, you can hear all of this stuff, but it's not really affecting you or anything. You can just hear all this stuff going on.
Okay, so can I make a request of Eredrin really quickly? If you catch me trying to glean information from the strings again, in other words, giving into my addiction, physically stop me.
I'll certainly try.
And the same goes for you, Elfman. I forgot your name.
Hildor. Names, you vile human.
Oh, can you feel the love tonight? All right, so you guys are outside. Tybalt is in, chilling in the center, and Tyrion is fighting a little bit, but is controlling himself to not walk in. What do you guys want to do?
Do we not think we might need to get Tybalt?
What was that?
Do you think we might need to get Tybalt?
I was thinking that until we can figure out a way to break his addiction, we can utilize it, since he's already addicted, to glean whatever information we can from the strings or the web.
I was thinking,
we don't know what it's going to do to him.
I was thinking either let him kind of be the first person out to be kind of like bait, so we can keep a little bit of distance, or
Whoa! We can't do that.
hey, I'm a trapper, all right? So I set these things up all the time. If we let him out,
Paladin, and I'm going to let a guy get taken over by stuff.
okay. Second option, we knock him out and drag him along.
I vouch for that option. And kind of like, I vouch for it.
We're kind of like saving him from his own addiction by making so he's not tempted by the evils of the interwebs.
Yeah, and I have a healing potion. Look, I have a healing potion. Should we need to res him from his sleep or slumber, from a rear naked chokehold, then we can bring him into the fray.
Plus, I have a highly recommended potion of potency that cost me quite a pretty penny. Whatever that does, in case we need it.
So, are we? What is the game plan?
I think
If it makes you feel better, I will sing a lullaby while I hit him in the face.
No, Tybalt, do you have anything to say here? We're talking about your fate.
I say I like the trap, but Dungeon Master, could I maybe look in the interwebs and see if I can find, like, if they have anything on curing this addiction?
Ooh.
Yes.
Good
Go
idea.
ahead and roll intelligence history.
Okay.
I told you we should use him.
I would have knocked him out.
18?
I
Say again?
was trying to do that
18?
from the start.
Oh wow! So as you are just surrounded by this cavalcade of noise, you are able to filter through. Because of your familiarity with it, you're able to filter through and search these different things, and you find one that mentions something about an MD of web, where it asks you, it actually starts conversing with you, and it asks, "Why are you talking to me today?"
What?
It says, "Why are you talking to me today? What brings you to the MD of web?"
I'm
trying to find a cure for my strange addiction.
Knock him out before we've done it.
He goes, "Okay, what are your symptoms?"
I like looking at webs and drawing information from them.
Well, I have two possible diagnoses. One, you have the most evil, disgusting, awful plague in existence and will probably die yesterday. Or you have addiction to the internets. Would you like to know the treatment options?
I would like the treatment option for internet addiction.
Certainly. The best way to cure internet addiction is to get away from the internets.
Is there any potions that I can buy to mask the symptoms?
Well, and as soon as you ask that question, this pop-up comes up and says, "We know that you could really use a cure for your interwebs addiction. So for the low cost of everything you have, we have this potion of internet addiction cure that will cure all of your addictions to the internet or your money back."
Right, someone knock him out.
As I hear that, Cal just come running and smash him in the
No.
head.
No, I've got stealth. Actually have an advantage on this. I'll use stealth. So as he's having this conversation, I come up behind him and just put him into a chokehold.
Okay, go ahead and roll dexterity stealth.
All right.
And if you've got that, add your proficiency bonus.
Natural 20. So
Okay.
probably
You can't roll any higher.
So dexterity plus 3 is 23.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
then
you walk in, and very stealthy. You actually start the strands of web actually start responding a little bit to your touch, and you start hearing this don don doo doo don don doo doo don don, and I can't say anymore because I can't afford the royalties on that. But You make it all the way up to him, and you just you get him, and you go shh, 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 shh. It's okay. It's okay. Shh. It's okay. And you just kind of pat his head a little bit. It's okay. Shh, 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 shh. And I would like you to real quick make a Constitution save, Tybalt.
19.
19.
Jesus Christ, those high rolls, man.
All right, so he's just. So as he falls asleep, he actually drifts very peacefully into sleep and does not take any damage from the lack of oxygen and blood. And you are currently unconscious.
Okay, so somebody needs to carry him.
Right. I got it.
You got all right. You got it.
You're just gonna like firemen carry him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, now what?
Mm-hmm. So, you guys get this strong feeling that, or actually, here real quick, everybody make intelligence checks, Arcana. If you have the Arcana skill, go ahead and add your proficiency bonus.
I got an 11.
Okay.
5.
15.
All right.
11.
So, Kale, you get a very strong sense of planar magic coming from a room on the upper floor of this palace. And you're fairly certain that if there's a way out of here, that's probably it.
So as I was feeling this incredible force of, I just cannot speak. I just turned back to the party and just said, if we go upstairs, that might be the exit.
So what do the rest of you guys want to do?
I'm game,
Yeah, I've trusted him so far. Let's do this.
All right.
even though he tied me up.
So,
How was for the good cause, Tyrion?
real quickly, Tyrion, go ahead and just roll percentile dice real quick for me.
75.
75. All right, so you have no problem fighting off your addiction to stay in that room, and you guys find at the other end of this rather large place there's this fairly large staircase that goes up and around and looks like it loops all the way up to this upper room that Kale is getting this feeling from.
I want to roll a perception check to see if there's any traps.
Okay, go ahead and actually roll intelligence for search to check for traps.
Oh. 17 plus 2 is 19.
All right, so you don't sense any traps.
Okay, so I walk forward and I said, seems to be safe here. Trust me.
All right.
And I walk forward.
I follow him.
Okay.
I follow.
All right, so everybody, including Tybalt, who's on Tyrion's shoulders, just kind of chilling. You guys get up and you see this door that has this image emblazoned on it of a spider, a creature with like a spider's body, but the upper torso of a woman.
A spider body.
Okay,
That's
so
never a good thing.
I don't know any. I'm just gonna run with this because I guess this is kind of. I'm supposed to be the nature guy, so I'm like, oh, I know of this creature. I've seen this emblem before. In my, in the tales of my upbringing, from my father, great trapper, Akbar.
Anyone that would like to, I'll start with Kildor. Make a wisdom religion check on this.
Okay, no problem. 1 second. So wisdom, I get +2, so I will roll 2 plus 2 equals 4.
I got 2.
Total of 17.
Okay.
Am I allowed to?
What I'd like you to do, go ahead and make a Constitution save. See if you wake up yet.
12.
12. You're not quite awake yet, but you're starting to regain consciousness. Eridrin, you know that this symbol looks similar to the symbol for the goddess Lolth,
Right.
but something about it is different. And as you look at it closer, you notice that the face of this creature has this giant grin on it that has never been present in any symbol of Lolth you've ever seen.
That's different.
And you know,
That's
Lolth is the she's an evil goddess, patron deity of the Drow in the Forgotten Realms.
I wonder if she's Lawloaf.
Divine sense as a paladin. Is there any celestial, fiend, or undead creature within 50 feet of me?
You don't sense any celestials or undead within 50 feet.
So I sense fiends then within 50 feet of me.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can, with your divine sense, you can tell that there's someone in that room, but they're not undead. They're not divine either.
Right.
Can you sense how many?
Just one.
Okay. Gentlemen, I think we're in for battle. I want to ask if you are prepared to do this.
Are you gonna wait?
One question: how do you heal in this game?
There's a couple different ways. You can take what's called a short rest, and you can burn what are called hit dice. It'll be located underneath your hit point total. It'll say you have so many hit dice, and you can use those to just regain hit points. Or both you and Eridrin have healing spells that you can use.
How many hit points do you need?
I'm at 8 over 19 right now.
Okay.
I got boned by a troll.
I have a healing potion as well, so I mean, if that's an issue, I can help.
I will give you 8 with healing. Lay on hands.
Mm-hmm. So Eridrin comes over and places his hands on you, and you feel this warming surge come through, and you regain 8 hit points.
And how do I take
Okay.
a short... Oh, sorry.
Say again? Or Tyrion, what did you want to ask?
Oh, I thought he was still talking. How do I take a short rest?
Short rest in D&D Next actually is supposed to take an hour, and you just you sit down and for an hour you'll like bind your wounds and stuff like that.
Oh.
So if you guys want to chill in this palace for about an hour, binding your wounds, you can.
Well, if we sit for an hour, then we'll lose that effectiveness of what Keldor.
Well, it's been more than in game. It's been more than 10 minutes though, because remember, it's 20 to 30 minutes to get to the castle.
Oh, was it 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I thought it was an hour for some reason.
He can technically do it again though.
It's 60 turns, which was probably where the hour came in.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Well, how about this? We can, because I'm at 20. I think 28 or 26 hit points, so I'm decent. What's everybody else at? You said 18.
31.
I'm only missing 1 hit point, but I need to take a short rest if I want to use action surge again.
Okay. And I'm good with my spell. I don't mind actually waiting, but before we enter battle, let's cast the call just so we have the 60 turn, 10-minute thing.
So after the rest, but before the battle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does that work for everybody?
Yeah. Am I conscious right now, or?
Yeah, you're now conscious.
Yeah, I would have thought he would have woken up in that hour.
Yeah.
I'm looking over.
So I put him down.
Really
Stand up.
suspiciously.
Wait, so since we're all resting, should I put my hit points back?
Yeah, if you want to, you can use any number of your hit die you want. What you do is if your hit die is a D8, you'll take a D8, you'll roll it, and you'll regain that many hit points.
Okay, 1 second.
Well, if the lowest I can roll is a 1, and I'm only missing 1, then...
That's 7, so I just go back to where I was at. All right, cool.
I rolled one of my 3d6s and I got back to full health.
Okay. All right. So you guys ready? So you've rested. You're set. Tybalt, are you going to recover a spell slot?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Cool.
I'm going to recover a spell slot as well.
So, one last thing. I do have this, what I think is a Mask of the Wilds. Mask is something where if I can kind of hide in the shadows, be lightly obscured.
Yeah,
What-
if
what
you're
is
obscured by
this?
natural phenomena, you can stealth, even if you're only lightly obscured. Normally,
Okay.
it requires a lot more.
The problem
Well-
I'm going to say with that is how much of the stuff here is naturally occurring.
In this realm, everything's made of web, which is everywhere.
So,
Yeah, but whether that's naturally occurring or whatever's through that door.
what I was actually going to bank off is something different. I'm
Okay.
going to bank off the fact that we're going to open a massive door, correct?
Okay.
So if there's a light emitting from that, there's this natural phenomena of me being blurry in the very beginning, of when you
Okay.
open the door and the light comes through. I want to kind of blend with the door so it seems like the rest of them are entering, but not me, so I can kind of be unseen for a second.
So you want to hide on the outside, basically, so that whomever's in there can't see you.
Yeah, so when the door opens, the rest of them will walk in. I'll hide within that light so they can't see me. You get it?
Okay. Stealth check.
Sure.
That's dexterity.
14 plus dexterity 3, so 17.
Do you have stealth as a skill?
That's correct.
Add your proficiency bonus as well.
Plus 2 is 19.
All right. So you think you're stealthed.
So before we...
I was just going to say, before we go in, make sure that Kaldor casts the thing that boosts everyone
Okay. So.
that he was talking about.
So Kale, you can go ahead and start singing your rousing song of battle.
Insert something funny here, and then we walk in.
And get the
Man,
hey
I
song
feel
going.
roused.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da. Hey! Ba-da-ba.
Anyway.
How about an Adventure Time song?
Whatever's
Excellent.
behind that door is probably just hearing all these things like, what are they doing out there?
So as the door opens, you see this large creature with the body of a spider, and right at where the spider's head would normally be, grows into the torso of a woman with strands of white hair that just go everywhere, just look bizarre. And she is grinning with this maniacal, crazy-looking grin, and she just keeps laughing to herself, and she goes, "Hi! You have entered my realm!" And behind her, you can see a portal, and just looking through it, you can see what appears to be just kind of a room that has, from where you can see a window that you can see the sky of Sigil in that window. So you're fairly certain that will take you back to Sigil.
Charger.
You charge her? Okay.
Oh, initiative.
You don't even wait for a conversation.
No,
Try diplomatic. You're like,
no, nothing.
no, be gone, bitch.
Hero-
Paladin.
The monologue.
All right, so I guess we react to what just happened.
We're gonna roll initiative.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
All right, we're gonna start with Tybalt. What'd you get?
17.
Kildor.
See, unfortunately, 11.
Tyrion.
14.
Kale.
9.
Aerodrim.
13.
I should probably roll for LOL. Oh, wow. So, just gonna go.
Is her name LOL?
LOL.
It's lol.
Oh.
But obviously for this it's LOL.
Okay. Sorry, I have to actually focus on what I'm doing, otherwise I put people in the wrong order.
While we're here for another break, remember, ladies and gentlemen, it is International Tabletop Day. That's right. Go to your local game store or comic book store where they might have some sponsored events, free gear, and other sorts of geeky stuff. That's International Tabletop Day, April the 5th.
International Tabletop Day is brought to you by the Potion of Potency. Remember, for all of your money, you can have a Potion of Potency guaranteed to not taste bad after the first 5 minutes.
So,
Australian, you must have had a nice International Tabletop Day, and feel free to rest well through the weekends.
all right. So, LOLf rolled a 20 on her initiative.
Of course she did.
So the first thing she does is she looks at you all and says, "I can has souls!" And everyone except Kildor, because you are hidden, I want you to make a wisdom saving throw, which is just D20 plus your wisdom modifier.
7.
16.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
15.
15. Okay. So what was yours again, KL?
16.
16. Okay, yeah. So the only one that failed was Tyrion.
Yep.
Tyrion, you take 6 damage, and before you can attack her, you are actually charmed. So when your turn comes up, at the end of your turn, you can roll to try and break from your charm. But until you break from it, you are really obsessed with her.
Which means that's at the end of my turn?
Yep, so you will have at least one turn where you are doing her bidding.
Okay.
So, next up is Tybalt.
I look at her and I create 3 darts and shoot it at her.
All right. Go ahead and roll damage. For
Do
those of
I-
you wondering, magic missiles always hit. So he doesn't actually have to roll an attack roll.
Is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, so total of 8.
Yes.
Make sure you include my D4.
Oh.
Yeah, you get an extra D4 on your damage rolls. So
Okay.
That was a smart idea.
They're all 3s to each one.
so just another 3 points total.
Yes. No, it's 3 points for each dart.
Oh, so you rolled 3 threes?
Yeah.
So it's a total of 9? Damn. Yeah, so
Damn.
I have to do math. She doesn't like you. Tyrion.
Yeah.
What I would like you to do, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, cool, I have 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, you turn towards Elf and you go, "My mistress, who would you like me to kill in your name?" And she points at Tybalt. So I would like you to make an attack against Tybalt.
All right. Does she want me to use my javelin or my longsword?
Longsword.
Okay. I rolled a 17 for attack.
Does that hit your AC? You're muted right now, Tybalt.
Yes.
All right. So you hit. Roll damage.
Damage.
Oh, lol.
10.
Ow.
So you take 10 damage. Now, after doing damage to your party member, whom you've been through so much with in the last 7 hours, you feel this overwhelming urge to not listen to her. So I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
So just roll 20.
Yep, D20, add your wisdom modifier.
3.
Not quite enough. You're still like, nah, she's pretty cool. Like I'm pretty sure like she is just the shiznit. Eridrin, you're up.
Charge.
Josh, gotcha. Hit her. Hit her hard, man.
As a swift spell to do the divine favor, so I get my boosted damage.
Gotcha.
No. Well, that's a 20 on the dice.
Oh, so that's what's called a critical. The way crits work in DD Next is you do maximum damage plus 1 additional damage die. So whatever your absolute top damage would be.
Because I hit, I'm going to discard one of my spell slots to do divine smite, so I do extra damage. So I'm currently doing 12.
Now, with swift spells, because Divine Smite technically counts as a swift spell, you can either use the Sense or the Smite, but you can't use both on the same turn. You only get one swift action.
Right. I'll do the divine smite then.
Okay.
Instead.
So that will just, because of the crit, just max damage it. And then I think you use a D12 or a D10.
No, this one I get 2d8 extra damage.
Okay.
Plus he has the extra D4, right?
19.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, just max all of your damage and then add an additional whatever your weapon die is.
29 damage.
Oh dear God. Don't even.
He doesn't kid around when he charges.
So when you rush in there, you go, "By Bahamut!" and you smack her so hard, in fact, that the top of her torso goes in one direction, and her body goes in another direction. And as you stand there, you just feel this kind of elation coming from Bahamut, and you kind of glow with his energy, and you just kind of raise the maul in the air and go, "Booyah, bitches!" And she is massively dead.
Oh, well then.
Wow.
Holy crap.
We were all like, hey, this is going to be huge. Get yourself
It was
prepped.
going to be huge, and then he crit.
Wow.
So I guess I'm uncharmed now, and I
Yeah, you're fine. Like, you wake up, you're like, whoa, that was weird.
turn to Tybalt, and I'm like, sorry, bro.
Okay. So I come out of the shadows, my mouth agape, my sword's at my side, like, dude!
Don't like feet.
I'm sure glad he dropped out of the sky.
So, is there anything else you guys want to do before
Clapping.
stepping into the portal?
I need to get out of here as quickly as possible, as does Tybalt.
I mean, I have a healing. If you want to heal up, I guess I can dish that out if need
No, I
be.
can just. I
You
can
good?
just cast a healing word on Tybalt.
All right.
Okay. You get 1d8 plus 2 health back, Tybalt.
Okay. This might be it.
Do I roll for the D8?
Technically, either one of you can. In general, I just have the guy that's getting the healing roll it, so.
7.
Okay.
Cool. So you should be feeling a little bit better. All right, so now do you guys go through the portal?
I have a question. If I go through the portal, will I break my addiction?
Well, you have some tough days ahead of you.
Turkey, man. Cold turkey.
You're not going to enjoy the next 72 hours. But if you can survive the next 72 hours of withdrawal, you will be able to break yourself of this addiction.
Okay.
Tyrion, you're not quite as bad. Like, you'll have the shakes for about 24 hours, maybe feel really sick for a little while, and you'll be fine.
I didn't mention I would still have the rope, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So I'm saying let's go to the portal.
All right. So,
Ready to
you
walk in.
guys enter back through the portal, and what do we got for time? Actually, this is perfect. All right, so you guys are able to get back to Sigil. Ricardo is nowhere to be found. He, after talking to a few people, you find out that he, as soon as he heard that you guys were back in town, he has disappeared off of Sigil completely. No one has any idea where he went. But when you return to the room that you were in, you find a pouch with the payment that you paid him, with a little note scribbled saying, "Oh, oops, my bad. Hope there's no hard feelings, LOL." And so you guys were
I'd
able.
have been fine if he hadn't put the LOL part. I think
Yeah, that just went off even more.
I think we'll go find him. That's
Scar an oath against him. Ricardo!
So you guys you guys have survived a trip through the interwebs.
All right, so let me get it right. So we got 7 gold back, which I guess we should probably give to Tyrion because he's broke as hell now.
So are you.
But he has his.
My potion. No, you know what?
Yes,
I don't. Obviously, I don't trust what's in this potion. I'm saving that for Ricardo.
of course it does, isn't it?
All right. So how about this? We divvy up because I am broke too, but I think I'll turn Tyrion. I think I've earned my two gold when you paid my way in.
That's fine. I'll take my 2 gold.
And then I think I will say to the other gentleman, I think the remaining 3 should go to our new companion for our appreciation.
That's not your money to give away, though.
I'm suggesting. I'm not just suggesting.
Plus, did he pay? Did he pay anything to go through his portal?
You actually paid the full 5 gold to get sent there, but your money is miraculously next to them as well.
No, I just say everyone gets their money back with Kildor getting 2 of my gold.
There we go.
All right. So, congratulations.
Wait.
Go ahead.
And Kel is, he says, I'm perfectly fine with the gun as long as you can give me the pouch.
He wants
the pouch.
Wait. Jody, my Kel has been working as a hidden contractor. He's a spy. And he has contacts with a network of other spies, which means he can actually take the fingerprints of Ricardo and contact the other spy to find out where he is. So that's what my plan is.
Not bad.
Sequel.
So you're like CSI spy?
Yeah, kind of.
CSI D&D.
CSI Sigil. Oh wait, now it has to go. Yeah. Oh wait, you first have to come up with a witty one-liner, and then it goes. Yeah.
You don't have the royalty rights to say yeah for too long, so.
All right, so congratulations, you guys have survived your trip to the interwebs.
Hooray!
For our lovely audience, I'd like to thank everyone that was able to tune in. This will be on the channel, so people that weren't able to see it live will still be able to see it. I'd definitely like to thank the Fiendish Imp, Blair, and Ryan for their comments and helping us to really enjoy themselves. And definitely, I would like to thank my lovely group of guests that were able to play their characters so well. In the final moments, would anyone like to plug anything that they are doing later today, or something on YouTube or Twitter, something that you guys do? Anyone is welcome to plug their stuff.
Well, I mean, I do a podcast. It's called #Cocktails. If you're into listening to awesome people talk about, I mean, I think I've had three out of this group on my podcast. It's really, really fun. So if you like that, #Cocktails, look it up on iTunes or Podbean or whatever. And aside from that, yeah, have a great tabletop day.
All right. Anyone else want to plug their stuff?
I can plug my Twitter. I do weekly vlogs where I sort of talk about geeky stuff. for about 5 minutes to do with tabletop games, card games like Magic the Gathering. So if you want to follow me on @BenTheBear at Twitter, it's posted up there every week. I'm on YouTube for it as well. Same kind of extension for that as well. So if you want to follow me on that, by all means do so.
All right. Elias, you want to plug anything?
Yeah, I like how you expect me to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Twitter too. It's at Elias Thompson. I have a YouTube channel and show. It's creatively called The Elias Thompson Show. If you like to laugh, then you will like the show. Or if you like to laugh at me, then you will also like the show.
Found the sound effects button.
And if you don't like Don Diego, you will also like the show. So, yeah, it's
Love it.
YouTube.com/Elias Thompson. It's the big
right.
video in the player.
And Haim, did you have anything that you wanted to plug?
Ian, actually, but yeah. That's
Ian,
fine.
I'm sorry, Ian.
That's okay. At least you're not calling me Heine, which means that people call me that sometimes. So yeah, I draw stuff sometimes at wavingpeople.tumblr.com, and that's also my Twitter tag @wavingpeople. If you like drawing, seeing things being drawn, and may not be able to speak very well, feel free to go check us out.
All right. Again, this is the All for Geek Alliance. Definitely like, subscribe. We do a lot of different stuff on this channel. Also, everyone in this group here, big fans of Geek and Sundry. Geek and Sundry are the people that sponsored International Tabletop Day. It's amazing. It's awesome. It is the nicest place on the internet, so you got to check that stuff out. You can find them youtube.com/geekandsundry. I think geekandsundry.com, if I remember correctly. Just type Geek and Sundry into Google, and you'll find a billion hits. And they're all amazing. So this is my beginning to International Tabletop Day. I'm going to be playing a couple games at my friendly local game store. And then tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time, we will be playing. We will be doing another hangout similar to this, but instead of playing D&D, we will be playing Cards Against Humanity. Have a nice, really wonderful group that's going to be joining me, including Daniel Wallace, who is actually the new host of the Plot Hook In, a new show that will be starting on the All for Geek Alliance in just a little bit, along with a lot of other people that I cannot remember any of them right now. But follow @TrainerJodie on Twitter, and I will be tweeting about it as much as I can all day. Yeah, you can come right back here to the All for Geek Alliance to watch it tonight. It is age restricted. It is not the family-friendly fun we were having today. Cards Against Humanity is very dirty, so over 18 only. But if you enjoy watching people just act like horrible people, it's so much fun.
It's such a great game.
It is. So that is all for us. I thank everyone that tuned in, and definitely check out everybody involved in this. We had an absolute blast. And if you guys really like this, post some comments and stuff. I might start doing stuff like this more often. If you like just the overall theme of everything, check out D&D High. It's a very similar principle. It's in 4th edition versus D&D Next. Season 2 we just filmed. It will be coming out within about a month or so. I don't have a definite premiere date yet, but Season 1 is on the All for Geek Alliance. Watch all the episodes. They're hilarious. The guys that do it are phenomenal. All right? Again, that's all for me. I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later tonight for some Cards Against Humanity. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Adios.